Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a love it or leave it video. This is where we talk about all of the new and upcoming luxury makeup collections. Today we are specifically looking at fall 2022 and I share whether or not I'm planning to purchase. Now if you are familiar with my channel, you know that I haven't been purchasing a lot of makeup lately because I put myself on a pretty strict no buy for the last 2.5 months. It officially ended on July 13th, my birthday. Now I'm going to pin a comment with all of the timestamps just in case you want to skip ahead and go straight to the sneak peeks, but I did want to briefly tell you about my no-buy experience because I think some of my lessons might be helpful to some of you. So just to recap, I started my no-buy, I believe it was the beginning of May, June, yes. Because I remember saying, okay, 2.5 months isn't so bad. So at the beginning of May, I started my no-buy. I did give myself the exception that I would, of course, continue to purchase any new Chanel launches. I didn't want to set myself up for failure. It is the bulk of my YouTube channel. I think the majority of subscribers are interested in Chanel beauty, and that's what brought you here in the first place. I've been following the brand for years now, and I like to keep track of all of the collections. That way, if I'm looking to compare and say, buy this, not that, this was better than this, save your money here, it's good for me to have everything. So that was my one and only exception. I did purchase, of course, the Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch, which I love, and the Water Fresh blushes. I picked up 3, and then I did purchase the Le Beige collection, which was pretty extensive. A few pieces, but they were very expensive. So I still ended up spending, I think, close to $500 on beauty, even in the midst of my no-buy. That in itself should tell you that full-time content creators spend a ton of money on products, because even though I did allow myself to purchase those 2 launches, there were so many launches that I skipped. One of the things I learned was that it gets very easy. I thought it was going to be difficult. I thought, oh no, 2.5 months not purchasing new makeup. This is going to be hard. How am I going to come up with content ideas and create videos? But I was able to do it. It really wasn't that big of a deal. And there were only a handful of products that really caught my eye. I would say the Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer, had I not been on a low buy, that's something that I definitely would have purchased, and I probably would have compared it with the new Chanel Cream Bronzer. But now that I've skipped it, I kind of feel like it's okay. You know, as time goes by, you don't really miss out on the products that much. That FOMO disappears because there are constantly new products being launched. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that really stood out to me. I don't think there was. It was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The second thing I learned is that 2.5 months is nothing. And really, in the big picture, not buying makeup for 2.5 months isn't a really big deal. It did give me time to go through and finish some of the products that I was trying to use up. I added a lot of products to my empties bin, which makes me very happy, but it's just not that long of a time. I'm planning to extend my low buy or my no buy through the holiday season. I think that will truly give me enough time to reset my spending habits. It kind of took the pressure off of content creation. It took the pressure off of constantly feeling like I have to keep up with what's new and review the latest products and constantly searching, you know, new at Sephora, new at Nordstrom, new at Saks. I stopped doing that. I stopped really caring about the new sneak peeks and this is what's coming and all of those anxiety-inducing posts, and I just kind of tuned it out. All of the noise, I ignored it, and it allowed me to find joy in the products that I already have again. Really get familiar with the products that I own. I did a makeup organization, a bit of a declutter, and I was able to find products that I used to consider holy grail, and then they just got shoved to the back of the drawer. I rediscovered products that I hadn't used in a really long time, and I got rid of stuff that I was just holding on to out of habit, bad habit to be fair. And so the last 2.5 months, I've found myself feeling much happier with my collection and really proud of myself and happy with my decision to stop purchasing so much makeup. I don't think you have to. I think this idea that if you're a full-time creator, it's up to you to provide everyone with all of the reviews is nonsense. That's a lot of pressure for any one person. Yes, I still receive a lot of PR packages. I'm very grateful for them, and I do my best to kind of divvy them up give them out to friends and family, set them aside for giveaways so I don't feel as overwhelmed. And I'm still kind of going through the process because some weeks I receive more packages than others of cleaning out this space and really just being mindful with my purchases. And that was really the main reason I decided to go on a no buy to begin with. And I hear from my audience, I hear from you all the time, always in YouTube comments or in my direct messages on Instagram, saying that you feel overwhelmed. You feel pressure to purchase everything that's new just because your favorite influencers are excited, or you see it on the Trend Mood page and you feel like, oh, I have to have this product right now. But what I've never talked about, and what I think is a very important discussion to have, and why I wanted to start this video this way, is that all of my influencer friends, YouTubers, fellow content creators are also in my direct messages saying that they feel overwhelmed by all of the new launches and they feel overwhelmed by their makeup collections and it's too much for them. They don't like the pressure. That is toxic. That's a very toxic relationship, and I don't think it's talked about enough that we all feel this way. You have permission to stop. It is okay to stop. You are not going to miss out. In fact, you might feel relief and you might feel much happier in your makeup collection, happier as a person. You might feel lighter. You might feel more free if you just be more mindful when you do shop for makeup in the future. I honestly thought by the time my birthday rolled around, I would be planning this huge makeup haul. I had a list on my phone, an ongoing list of products that had caught my eye that I was planning to purchase later on, but just wait until the low buy was over and then stock up on all of these new launches. But when the time came around, I had no desire to shop for makeup. I got so used to shopping my collection and enjoying it and loving it that I didn't really feel that motivated. Now, because it was my birthday, I did receive a couple gift cards, so I did purchase a couple pieces, a few beauty products. I believe I'm waiting for the last delivery today, so I will be sharing my makeup haul, kind of a makeup fashion recent purchases haul in the next few days. It's really not the huge makeup haul that I had envisioned for myself. I think I'm done with those for a really long time. If anyone cares to join me on my second no buy of the year, you are more than welcome. We can be accountability partners and help each other out. I feel like I have to start at the beginning of the month. So July is a bit of a wash since I did purchase a few products. I'm going to start on August 1st. So August, September, October, I think 3 months. Again, shouldn't be too terrible, should be pretty easy to do. And that brings us right to holiday season, when a lot of the holiday collections will be launching. Usually holiday launches, I want to say late October. So I want to be ready for holiday. Of course, I'm not going to skip out. That's usually the best makeup of the year anyway. So I definitely don't want to skip that. But I think another 3-month no buy will be really good to just keep kind of cleansing and purging and using some of the products that I already have. But now that that is out of the way, let's start talking about these new fall collections. So as I mentioned, Chanel is going to have an eye campaign. We have 3 Tweed eyeshadow palettes and all 3 look beautiful. So I am using sneak peeks from Chic Profile Official. I will of course link her Instagram page down below. She's a great page to follow, especially if you're interested in luxury products. And she says that all 3 are amazing. So instead of the velvet protector, you actually have a tweed protector, which is of course paying tribute to Chanel Tweed, which is iconic. And you have 3 different colors that sort of correspond to the colors or the shades inside the palette. So there's a pinky purple, and there's a really pretty kind of warm orangey palette, which I think will be really pretty for fall. And then there's more of a neutral, cool brown palette. All 3 look very wearable. I love the tweed texture that's imprinted right there on the palette. I think these are going to be incredibly popular. I'm planning right now to just go ahead and purchase all 3. I think most people will probably just choose their favorite, but they're gorgeous. I cannot get over the tweed protector. That is just so cute. I'm not really a huge pinky purple eyeshadow fan. I just don't wear those colors that often, and I did purchase quite a few pinky purple palettes a few years ago when every brand was launching pinks and purples. So I'm leaning more towards the other 2 palettes that are a bit more neutral. That brown palette reminds me a lot of maybe Rivoli, some of the other palettes that are always in stock. It's kind of hard to tell from the swatches. It looks like some of them do have maybe a bit of a metallic finish. They're more of that satin finish, so not true mattes, but not really sparkly, which I like. I do really like that texture from Chanel. I think the colors are just really fun and funky. As soon as I get more information, I will let you know. I usually post all of my updates or launches on Instagram stories first, but then I will create a little YouTube post as well. So follow me on Instagram if you haven't done so yet. I'm curious to know what you're most excited for, the Tweed palettes or the fall collection. So I did mention the fall collection is very nude this year, which seems pretty basic, maybe a little bit redundant, boring, a lot of colors that you might already own. It looks very pretty. It almost looks like an extended Les Beige collection, which Les Beige is always my favorite of the year. So we have a ton of nude lipsticks. I've heard this complaint so many times that Chanel does not offer very many nudes, and they don't. It's a lot of pinks, a lot of reds, and a handful of nudes, like a sprinkling. So I love the idea of a nude lipstick launch. So many of these colors look beautiful. 194 looks gorgeous. 195 is really pretty. That kind of looks like Adrian. 196, 198. Those two actually look a little bit more pinky mauve. And as the shades get deeper, they do seem to lean a little bit more berry than brown. So I'm curious to know just how nude they actually are in person, but I still really like the look of them. And I personally like a pinky nude, so I think it's fine that they might lean more fleshy nude versus a brown nude. I have finished a few lipsticks this year, which makes me very proud because lipstick is one of those products that I don't really use up that regularly, so I hate the idea of continuing to purchase. But I have used up some lipsticks. So one in, one out, I can go ahead and purchase a few more by the time this launches, which will most likely be September, I would say. Along with the lipsticks, we have some nail polishes that look really pretty. Again, a whole range of like these really soft pinky nudes. They look gorgeous. This is the type of nail polish that I almost always wear. The 939 looks really pretty, that very light nude. 943 looks more like a peachy nude, looks really pretty. And then even some of the deeper ones look so nice. 953 looks like a really pretty kind of toasted almond. Looks really beautiful. And then even the dark brown, I think that will be so pretty for fall. That's really the one fall color of the nail polishes. The rest are nudes. We also have a new mascara, which is exciting. But I believe it's a maroon color. I don't know if it's only maroon, if there is going to be a black and maroon. If it's just maroon mascara, I'm not really interested because in the past when I've purchased colored mascaras, I just don't really wear them. Like I purchased a copper brown mascara, I think last year. I like it, it's okay, but I like black mascara. It looks like a new formula or at least a new tube, and the wand looks really good. So if it's a new formula, they might tempt me. I might go ahead and try it just because I'd be too curious. For eyes, we have an eyeliner, which looks really pretty. It's just a slate gray. And then we have an eyeshadow palette, 58 Intensité. This palette looks really gorgeous. It's limited edition. There's a metallic kind of mauve-y purple color, gold, a mauve transition shade, and then a deep berry. This palette looks like fall embodied. Beautiful. And yet still a bit wearable. It's an intense palette, but it's not red. Like that berry tone doesn't look like a bright pinky red shade. My very early initial impression based solely on photos and not having the products in my hand, I love the look of this launch. I think this collection looks very easy, very wearable. These are pieces that you could immediately kind of work into your current makeup routine. So you're really going to be able to get your money's worth out of them. I love them. And Tavia has some beautiful swatches. Again, I will make sure I link her page in case you'd like to see more. The palette I will definitely purchase, even though I am planning to purchase the Tweed palettes as well. I'm going to purchase a couple lipsticks, a couple nail polishes, and then I'm still a little bit torn about the mascara. If they offer black, I'll pick it up. If they don't offer black, I'm gonna skip it. Even though for the moment I am not planning to purchase anything from the Dior Fall collection, we do have the sneak peek, so we might as well talk about it, and you can share your opinion and let me know what you think. So we have, it looks like 2 eyeshadow palettes, maybe 3, a couple lipsticks, a couple nail polishes. Yes, 2 eyeshadow palettes. I really like the Dior logo, how it's kind of mirrored, embossed on top of the powders. I really like the Dior eyeshadow formula. I use my new dress palette all the time. So pretty. I like the look of the green and orange warmer neutral palette. It's kind of like a camo looking palette versus the other one with that berry red right in the center. Because I already know I have several palettes like that from Chanel. I never really touch them, and I imagine that would be the same thing here. The blush looks interesting. It's a very neutral blush, like kind of like a no blush blush. Looks pretty. I think maybe similar to Ombre from last fall from Chanel. I have a color already like that, and then I don't know if this is maybe a lip mask. Looks very interesting. And then the lipsticks, well, one of them at least, looks like a very odd match for the collection. The kind of bricky red and then the sort of mauvey berry look like they go perfectly. But then you have this bright kind of coral color, which seems a bit odd. I think the colors are pretty. They're very standard for fall. There's nothing that really stands out to me or speaks to me and says, I have to have that. All of these colors I sort of feel like I either have them or they've been done before, they'll be back again in the future. I feel no rush to purchase, but this is a very skippable collection in my opinion. I feel sort of the same way about the Chantecaille Fall collection. Again, I'm looking at Chic Profile Official, 2 eyeshadow palettes, a couple lipsticks. It's one of their philanthropy collections, so the packaging is so pretty with the animals. If you love nature and you love animals, Shantikai is your brand. I mean, the exterior looks amazing. And then you open it up, and I think the colors are a little bit meh. They're pretty for fall. They're neutral. But again, nothing really speaks to me. I do like the look of these nude lipsticks. But that's about it. I think I would skip the eyeshadow palettes and then maybe spring for a lip. We have quite a few fall sneak peeks, actually. Here is the YSL collection. Looks like really pretty, sparkly, kind of metallic eyeshadow. They're singles. I kind of like this. That green is really interesting. It almost looks like it's kind of like a deep hunter green, but metallic. Depending on how sparkly it is, I think that could be really pretty. And then there's like a slate gray and then a really pretty rose gold. And then matte lipsticks. I'm just not a huge matte lipstick fan. I think the colors are nice. This is sort of an interesting collection. Very small from YSL, but I do like the look of those individual eyeshadows. I have one more product here to talk about, and unfortunately it might not even be available in the US or Europe for that matter. It's the new Garland Perreur Gold Skin Foundation, launching for fall starting in Japan, and it sounds like there are only 10 shades. Seems like it might be a limited launch that's only available in Asia, but if I can get my hands on this foundation, I want it. I love Garland foundations, and it sounds like they're going to have 2 different formulas, an original and a matte. Fingers crossed I'll have the opportunity to try this foundation out, but if not, then it wasn't meant to be. I'm on my no buy anyways. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked seeing all of the sneak peeks. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. I am curious, are any of these collections interesting to you? Have you scaled back your beauty shopping, or are you still kind of picking up pieces here and there? Let me know down in the comment section. We'll keep the conversation going there. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.